All right, everyone. So here we are back with another video. This is my first drive with FSD 10.3. I know it's been a few days, but FSD 10.3 had kind of a rocky start. So I didn't have any videos on 10.3. I had some of the same problems people had online with the false alarm for forward collision and stuff like that. So didn't really even attempt to use it very often because of those issues. So this is also the first like truly nighttime drive. All right, so we're at the tricky S-turn in the neighborhood. There we go. No oncoming traffic to impede us here. So we'll see how this goes. Just gonna be a quick little drive on my way to work here. So figure I wanted to get my first impressions of 10.3. I read over the release notes about some of the things that were updated or changed. Some of it looks pretty good. So we'll see what happens here. It's funny, it thinks there's like a police speed limit sign in the neighborhood there. It thought it was a car. I did notice yesterday, so when I was on 10.3, even though I didn't activate FSD, I noticed and didn't see before, it was picking up dogs. Like someone was walking their dog and on the screen it showed a human and then it showed an animal in front of them. So that seems new. Although I didn't see that in the release notes, so I don't know, maybe it just never, maybe it never happened to me. It actually does seem like we're hugging the right side of the lane, maybe a little bit better. It's hard to tell. It kind of feels that way. It's actually putting on its turn signal here. Usually it wouldn't put on the turn signal for the yield sign. Oh, and we slowed down and basically came to a stop. So this is a blind yield sign here. All right, so that was definitely different. Because in the past, the car completely ignored that yield sign. So now the car seems a little confused right now. There's no traffic coming in either direction. But it's creeping and looking for sure. Still no traffic at all. Oh, now we have a car coming. But we're kind of, and you can tell here in the screen, we're kind of in the middle of the lane here. If a car came and made a right, they'd still have some space, but it would definitely be tight. Now there's a car coming, but it's pretty far away. I think we could have made that for sure. So this seems a little iffy of why we're doing this. So let's see. There's absolutely no traffic again. It seems like we're stuck here. So I'm gonna take over and go. Oh, there we go. Okay. I had to give it, I didn't disengage there. I just gave it a little bit of acceleration. It seemed like it was really confused for some reason after that yield sign. But yeah, that yield sign was a new reaction because in the past, and you've seen on some of the videos, it just blows right past that yield sign, like doesn't slow down or anything. I've never had traffic coming at that intersection, so I somewhat haphazardly assumed that it checked and saw that no one was coming. But that time it actually slowed down and almost came to a stop for the yield sign. Now I got kind of confused at that intersection afterwards for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Turn on my defrosters here. Oh, this was... Whoa, what are we doing here? All right, that was definitely not good. So it got us over into the correct lane, then it jumped again into the turn lane and then came back. So I don't really know why it did that. And that was, I think that was probably a first. All right, so it's check in. All right, it did that good. No problems there. I think that intersection was probably the smoothest I've seen. But yeah, so I was surprised at first because back on that other road there, where you go from one lane and then it splits to two, and you want to be in the right side because the right turn's coming up. Normally it stays in the left lane and then it has to jump 3 lanes. That time it made the instant decision to go to the right lane, but then it not only it picked the right lane, but then it jumped all the way to the turn lane too, which was a turn only lane before the intersection I needed it. So I don't know if it like knew that it needed to get into the turn only lane, but it didn't recognize there were 2 separate ones. That's kind of like my only guess there. There were no other cars around, so it wasn't really a big deal that it bailed on that lane change, but still not an ideal situation for sure. All right, got another right on red. It checked. All right, that was much smoother too. I think I saw in the updates the lane, the turns at red lights and stuff like that were supposed to be smoother, and the last 2 big intersections we had where we had to make rights on red, they were much smoother than in the past. In the past, it would come definitely full stop and kind of sit there for a bit. All right, so now we're merging onto the highway. Definitely seems like it's taking this on-ramp much better than it has in the past. Usually it comes whipping around this thing. So that at least seems good or better. All right, well, I think I'm gonna end it there. I appreciate you guys tuning in again. Make sure you like the video, share it with other people who want to see some FSD driving, especially in the Dayton Beavercreek area. And make sure you hit the alerts button so that you see whenever my new videos post. I'm trying to get them out every few days, especially as I'm seeing improvements. But thanks again, everyone, and have a good day.